or anything, but that was kind of funny. And then when we got there, it was this tiny little shack of a thing.
Reactor
and
online.
Yes, it had windows all along the back wall,
online.
but that was the entire back
Weapons
wall.
Online.
And it only had one bedroom.
All systems.
And he said it had this antique furniture in the entryway. The entryway was you open the door and about 3 or 4 feet in, you're in. There's no entryway. It's just you're in the living room, right? And it happens to have a little bit of linoleum there. And then there's this old rickety piece of furniture that he was saying is an antique, and it was about falling apart. All the cabinets in the kitchen were that press board, construction that gets wet when you handle it, and then it starts to puff up and pushes the vinyl away. It was terrible. And then it had a fireplace that you couldn't build a fire in or it would smoke because it was one of those old cast iron things that didn't seal well from the 50s or 40s. They could find in a shack up in the mountains.
You said a fireplace.
It was. He said a fire. He said a fire. He said a wood stove or a fireplace. Didn't matter. Whatever it was, you couldn't use it. And then it had the deck that wrapped around was only 2.5 feet wide. Literally 2.5 feet wide, going around it. And then you just stepped off into the grass. And the master bathroom was really just a bathroom. It wasn't off the master bedroom or anything. And it had a shower that when I stood in the shower and tried to turn around, it was so narrow it would pop the door open. And then the master tub, the sunken bathtub, was a bathtub that they'd taken out of a mobile home, a cheap mobile home, and it was only about 12 inches deep, so you couldn't actually get into it and get wet. It'd be like sitting in a big pan that was 12 inches deep. It was ridiculous. So you couldn't take a bath in it or anything. And then if you went off the deck into the backyard, you'd go about 20 feet, and then there was a 100-foot cliff that you could fall down onto the beach down below. So you couldn't get to the beach. You were just above the beach, and then you'd have to drive about a mile to get to the beach. It was just ridiculous. And then when we got back, we found out how much
they got no points. We're probably all in the middle.
We almost just decided to go to a hotel because it was so bad. And it had that musty smell that, it's just, it was old and kind of damp and not at all what we were expecting. And then it made me think, well, if this is the place he loves the most, and of course, if I had a cabin at the coast, I would be in love with it too, right? So that's not bad for him to love it or anything. But if that was the one he loved the most, that was the nicest, what do you think about the other one? I mean, what's it like, I wonder?
Target acquired. New target acquired.
What's my range in this? 700 meters?
Strike activated.
Now, here's the thing that makes me laugh about that one.
Yeah.
You're like, his office has all this nice stuff.
His office is all really nice. Yeah, we found out later his wife decorated the office.
So he's rich, right?
He's fine. He owns 2 pieces of property at nice places, but it has crappy stuff on them. Maybe someday he'll fix them up, he's thinking, right? So, or their investment property or whatever. But yeah, the impression you get is it's going to be a nice place, especially the way he talks about it so dreamily.
That have money.
We've got 3 lights heading towards Gamma after they take Epsilon.
They may have things.
Yeah.
But their office usually has their best furniture and everything in it.
Right.
For the simple fact that that's where they do their business.
You're coming out of the trunk.
Right. And they got to look good.
I think they're
you guys got all ball
better than they are. And I know a lot of people, they rent their furnitures and stuff, right?
Right, so they don't have to sink money into
Throw them out. Throw them to us.
Well, so they can have new high-end stuff all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And when they're trying to sell stuff, right?
New target acquired.
People see it and then they just assume.
Heat level critical. Override.
You know what assuming it does, right?
Yep.
Override.
Yeah, I do.
Engaged.
You know what it makes out of both parties.
I do. I know.
And the thing is, they don't lie about things.
No, they just let you assume.
He didn't lie about anything.
No.
He just didn't give you the entire story.
Yep.
New target acquired.
It's actually lies by omission, in my book. Yeah.
Well, and I think he genuinely loved his place. So I don't think there was anything he was
No,
trying to
he
be
said,
deceitful.
which one would you go to for a honeymoon? Excuse me? No. That's being deceitful.
New target
I wouldn't go to
acquired.
either of them for a honeymoon.
Exactly.
He might, because they were his places and he liked them, right?
New target acquired.
He wouldn't be married for very long.
New target acquired.
Well,
He was a used car salesman, so he had the
There you
knack
go.
for making things
Art-
sound
art.
good, right?
how many years ago was that?
New
Dean?
target
Oh, it was
acquired.
39 years ago.
And he's probably still
So
married.
New target acquired.
he may not be married.
Two
but
at
man,
two behind
he's
me.
got the same attitude.
Box 7.
I don't know. He probably treated his wife great. She seemed happy.
Heat level critical.
I don't know.
New
It was
target
such a
acquired.
shock to have it be that different.
Left arm critical damage. New target acquired. Heat level critical.
Need help at Fox 8,
New target
Fox 7.
acquired.
Legs, Juliet.
Woo! We got those guys cleaned out.
Heat level critical. New target acquired. New target acquired. New target acquired.
The enemy has resource point Beta.
Heat level critical.
You got to be kidding.
Can work on Delta if I can get up there.
5% of the
That falls.
Heat level critical.
But no,
Two
see,
legs,
the
Fox 8, Fox 7. Come on, guys.
you know, the thing
Heat
about the
level critical.
80s and stuff, 70s,
Target destroyed.
Yeah.
was
Target
quite
acquired.
as entitled
New target acquired.
and
Scratch one sense banner.
selfish on average, for the most part.
Our foes are halfway.
I'm not saying
There's somebody over here. Yep. There you are, buddy.
unlike, you know, what you see today.
I don't know. It's
of
typically
people.
the older generation. It seems to be more entitled.
What do you mean?
Every time I hear about a Ken or a Karen going off on an employee,
Target destroyed. Heat
they're
level
usually in their
critical.
50s.
Theirs are just bad,
Big fish for you,
bad
cast
bosses.
back.
I see that from younger people too, sadly.
Yeah, it's part of every generation, but most of the time I see it, it's older people. Unfortunately.
That's too bad.
I mean, hey, like I said, I didn't say they don't exist, did I?
No.
Heat level critical.
And yeah, there's the Karens and stuff, and yeah, they're there. But basically, actually, I'm not saying it's a generation or something.
Is ours.
I'm not meaning it's a generation. I mean this time period. That's what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying?
Where'd that little guy go?
Let's see where that little guy went.
People in general have
Heat
become
level critical.
entitled
Nice fish.
and all this. You know, it wasn't quite like that way back then.
He's up on Hamburger
Hill.
Target
Defeat is
acquired.
upon us.
Last mech, Fox 6.
On yourself.
Hey, Dead Money.
I can't get there to get him, so I'm just gonna have to leave him there. I'm too slow, Joe. I can help Cap Theta.
Yeah, hang in the points, we're almost done.
Oh my. There's only one of them
We
left.
have Theta.
Yeah, he's up on Hamburger Hill.
Excellent work, boys.
Great work, guys. Thanks for the drop.
Is ours.
Okay, so I think this was the last match. Or no?
So, Luna, you're talking about entitled, or you're talking about going off on people, or what are you talking about? What are you talking about specifically?
No,